Okay, the coffee's done, so it seems like a good time to jump on in. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? I'm just gonna say one big hi to every single person that we have here, and jump right in because our very own Zach Hamill is meeting up with his ex tonight, and he asked for reminders. Zach, my reminder to you, my friend, is to be relaxed, is to not go out of your way to impress your ex. You don't need to impress your ex. All you need to do is be yourself. Love yourself. And don't forget that trying to give your ex whatever you think your ex wants from you is the number one way to turn her off. Or him off, I shouldn't assume. So, you're gonna do fine, just go slow. Don't forget what you've learned. Okay, another one here. Ina says, hey Rory, could you talk about men who decide that they want an open relationship after a happy long-term relationship? My ex told me he didn't want to have to resist other women after 4 happy years with you. And I think that it's important to remember that we try and make our partner everything. You know, we try and make our partner every single role in our life. And Esther Perel talks about this, and she describes it perfectly. We try and make our partner our psychologist, right? Our counselor, our best friend, our lover, the most amazing sex we've ever had. But it's also important to remember that if your partner wants to be in an open relationship and that doesn't work with you, you have to tell them, hey, I don't want that, right? I don't want to be in a relationship, a supposedly committed relationship where you're just going and having tons of sex with other women. I don't want that. I'm not into it. No, thank you. So, there, in many relationships, reaches a time where you hit an impasse, right? And the people who are not willing to say to themselves, this doesn't work for me, are the ones who find themselves in unhappy relationships. If your partner wants to go have sex with other women, that's his prerogative. But if I were you, I wouldn't wait around to watch it happen. Open relationships can work. I think it takes a certain type of person in a certain type of situation at a certain age. But in situations where it was a happy, healthy relationship, and then your partner out of nowhere is saying, hey, I want to go, I want to stop resisting other women. I mean, that just strikes me as he doesn't want to be, he wants to have you as a person in his life, as a sort of emotional cushion while going and having sex with other women. So, that's a no-go. You broke up with him? Good. Good for you. Hi, D. How are you? All right. Mike, how are you, my friend? Dave Hidemi, how would an ex come back if there's a loss of emotional attraction? Simple. It's because they miss you. I understand the basis of this question. If emotional attraction was gone, how does it come back? Well, emotional attraction, attraction in general, is a scale, right? It goes left, it goes right, it goes up, it goes down. And at the height of you acting unattractively, your ex will kind of be turned off. Maybe they're physically attracted to you, but emotionally speaking, they're sort of like, meh, I'd rather be without them. Now people ask, well, okay, if that gets turned off, why would they come back? You have to remember that there are times when you've done nothing wrong and your ex is turned off of you for no reason. They don't want to talk to you, or maybe they're answering texts slowly. There could be other times when you've done nothing and they're really, really into you for some reason. So I think I understand the fear, but we need to understand that emotional attraction is a scale. It changes, and sometimes it changes for no reason. It changes due to factors that have nothing to do with a relationship, If I'm consistently going to work and yelled at by my boss, that'll probably piss me off, right? It'll put me in a bad mood. I'll come home, my partner will be just a little more needy than usual, and that could be the whole thing that will set off this big chain of events that have nothing to do with the actual relationship. Life affects emotional attraction. Obviously, our behavior affects emotional attraction. That's the biggest factor, is our behavior. But why would emotional attraction go up? Basically, the easy answer is it would go up because they miss you, because they are without you. It's a lot easier to want something when you don't have it, aka no contact. All right. My ex contacted me, then ghosted me. What to do? At this point, there's nothing you can do. You just move forward, take care of yourself, right? I mean, if your ex is the type of person to ghost you, who's to say that they wouldn't just do it again? Rob says, hi, Rory, how are you? Can't wait for your book, and thank you for all your advice. True hero. Oh, thank you. I wouldn't call myself a hero, but thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, the book is coming out at the end of this month, in 21 days. July 31st, the book is dropping. Twitch live stream? Yeah, we're going to be doing Twitch after this. For those of you who don't have it, I do live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/highrory. Rory, you ignore me. Yes, I am specifically, out of the 130 people here, I am specifically ignoring you. What's your question? Just repost it. So, Aries says, I'm really struggling today. I miss her a lot. First off, happy birthday, Gurin. Everybody give Gurin a happy birthday. So, Aries says that he's missing his ex a lot. So what do you do if you miss your ex? I think it's important, Taylor, thank you for the $1 donation. It's important to realize that you're going through, and this is going to seem really straightforward and stupid when I say it, but I want everybody to just consider it for a second. Open your minds for a second. Taylor, I'm going to get to your question in just a second. Let me finish answering Aries. We're going through all of these symptoms, right, of an ex. We're going through all of these symptoms of not having them. And sometimes the easiest way around healing, to get to healing, is to take what's happening to you and make it happen in a less painful way. Now, what do I mean by that? If you're going through a breakup, there are certain amounts of things that are going to happen to you that are, for lack of a better phrase, obvious, right? So when that happens, throw your hands up in the air and say, I mean, I'm going through a breakup, right? I'm going through a breakup. Of course I feel this way. And I don't know, for me, being a little analytical about it, Ethan, thank you for the $1 donation. Being a little analytical about that helps. I don't know, for me, it just helps it out. It helps it out. So I think the big thing here is to remind yourself that what you're going through is normal. Because so many of us feel as if it is not normal. You know, as if we're going through something completely different and completely foreign and we're all alone. Remind yourself that what you're going through is normal and you can endure. You can endure. All right, so Taylor's question. Taylor asks, when, if ever, is a good time to talk about the breakup? What if my ex wants to talk about it? You can talk about the breakup. That's not a problem, but you only want to bring it up if your ex brings it up, right? Now, why? Right? Shouldn't we be able to talk about this? Ethan, I haven't forgotten your question. I have you here. So the question comes down to, I want to talk about my breakup with my ex, but I don't want them to constantly view me as negative, right? So it is not your job to bring up the breakup. It's their job. Now, you should only really be interacting with your ex under the context of they understand you want the path back to a healthy romantic relationship together, right? So when they bring it up, your job is to say, it was a good relationship, I learned a lot. Andy, thank you for the €5. And congratulations, Andy. Tell them all of that, yeah. Now, really, the job is to remember that you want to keep things in a positive light. Don't have a negative conversation because you don't want them to associate you with negativity. Be able to say, it was a great relationship, I learned a lot, I'm growing, and I think that it could be healthy again, but we both have some work to do. That's my answer. So now on to Ethan's question. Ethan says, if my ex wants to experience different relationships and was unhappy, am I shit out of luck? I would say that that's fairly typical, and I'm going to take a wild guess and say that you and your ex are probably in your 20s, most likely your mid-20s. Not necessarily, but it sounds like the grass is greener. Are you out of luck? I mean, for right now, yes, but not forever, right? Give your ex time away from you. Give your ex time to compare. And in the meantime, focus on you. Take care of yourself. Right? If your ex doesn't come back, you still want to be at the top of your game for the next person. So, think about that. Okay, we have Romeo. Thank you for the donation. Romeo asks, was with my ex for 2 years. She left because I was jealous and I wanted her to be more affectionate. She never changed when I did. And she said I didn't accept her. What do I do? She left. Well, jealousy is, and for everybody in the audience, remember that these questions that I'm answering may have a lot to do with your situation, so listen close to the answers. Basically, the question is, I was jealous, my ex left because I was jealous. And also, Romeo's ex didn't give him enough affection. Well, if your ex is not giving you something that you need in a relationship, that means the relationship wasn't working for you. If you raise a need in a relationship, and it's not being answered, and it's not being given, think about what that communicates to you. It communicates, okay, I guess my partner doesn't want to give me what I want, right? Not even what you want, what you need to feel good in a relationship. In terms of jealousy, jealousy is based out of fear, so that's something that you need to work on for yourself, right? Jealousy will turn your partner off. Every time. I mean, every time. Because they may be giving you a reason to be jealous, they may be giving you no reason to be jealous. But people who are jealous typically find consistent ways to be jealous. So I think it's important to look at your anxiety and say, is this anxiety killing my relationship? So think about it like that. What should you do? Right now, leave her alone. I'm assuming your ex just left, or at least it was recently. She's saying that you don't accept her. So what is contacting her going to do if she still feels as if you're not listening to her? She's saying to you, you're really jealous, you know? And she's saying to you, and not only are you jealous, but you're constantly telling me I'm not giving you what you need. I think both of you need to work on your communication skills, but you specifically need to work on your jealousy, because that will kill a relationship. Relationships are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be relaxing. They're supposed to be a break from the world. So instead, imagine a relationship that's nothing but more problems. Right? Consider that. Then why do I stay in a relationship if it's no fun? Okay, let's get to some more questions here. And for those of you who are new or haven't attended one of these before, the longer we are alive, the more people show up. So I do try and get to as many questions as I can within an hour. If your question is not answered, do me a favor. Just keep reposting it every 20 or 30 seconds. Complaining that I'm not answering your question is like the #1 way for me not to answer your question. Because there's a lot of you, and it's not really... I mean, just consider there's all these questions flying at me, so... If I didn't get a chance to answer your question while we're live, post it as a comment when the video goes down, okay? Or when the video goes up, rather. Okay, let's get to some of these. Getting an ex back more than once. I've seen it happen many times. Another one. Why does my ex do everything to destroy my life? Because your ex is angry. And be careful of perceptions. Is your ex actually doing everything to destroy your life? Or does it seem like your ex is trying to do that? Hey, Rory, can you abso-bloody-lutely get to my question? Oh, God, I'll try. Okay, A, thank you for the donation. What does your ex think when you run into her after 5 months no contact? And I let her know how great I am. She also said how hard it is not seeing me every day. I mean, that would have been an opportunity to set a date. If that's the case, and your ex is saying after 5 months, it's hard not to see you every day, that seems like a clear, open invitation to invite her out. So, do me a favor, put the live stream down, call your ex, and I don't know why you wouldn't set up a date right then and there. It sounds like you have an open opportunity. How do I stop comparing people to my ex? That's a good question. Time, and trying all the flavors. Remember that if you're here right now, listening to my voice, and listening to Data bark, that means you are not currently over your ex. At least not completely over your ex. And thank you for the donation, SR. I'll get to you in just a second. If you're here listening to me, that must mean you're not completely over your ex. Maybe you're on the path, which is good. But you're asking the question, how do I stop people comparing to my ex during a time where you still want your ex back? You know what I mean? Focus on you right now. Other people, they're not going anywhere. Focus on you. Okay, SR says, I spoke to my ex for about 20 minutes the other day at the gym. I told him I was moving, and he seemed shocked and sad. He said he'd try to reach out before I leave. He hasn't. I love him still, and I would like to be with him, despite me leaving. You want to ask yourself if long distance works for either of you. And I feel the need to say this, and I say this every live stream. Guys, some breakups are supposed to happen. I'm not necessarily saying about SR's situation. I'm not talking about anybody's situation in particular. I'm just saying that some breakups are supposed to happen. Sometimes you're supposed to be going through a breakup. And sometimes it's the very best thing that can happen to you. So consider that. Okay, back to it. James, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it, guys. For those who haven't been here before, all the donations get sent to charity. 100% of the live stream donations and the ad revenue from live streams go to charity. Okay. Next one. Jason, my ex keeps reaching out, trying to be my friend. I keep telling her no friends. I want more than that. Then I go no contact. Then in a couple of days, she messages me again. Good morning. I think you want to reiterate it one more time and then tell her it's not helping me heal. And then if she will not respect what you want, block her. Right? You're not getting what you want, and she's also not letting you heal. Your ex is not thinking of you and your mental health. She's only thinking of her and what she wants. So tell her it doesn't work for me. James says, I've been in no contact for a month, and she's reached out twice. I want to set a date, but I came home for the summer, and I'm not around. How should I respond, and what do I do? She doesn't know I'm home. Let's see. One second. Where did your question go? There it is. Sorry, the scrolling is annoying when people are typing at the same time. Okay, so you've been in no contact for a month, and she's reached out twice, and you want to set a date. She doesn't know that you're home. Yeah, but it's still breaking no contact, right? It's still reaching out. You gotta let her reach out. You have to let her reach out. I'm sure your ex is aware that it being summer means you're home. I'm assuming you meant school, meaning we must assume your ex knows that you're home from school because it's the summer and school's not in session. So I would say that you're safe. Let her reach out. We gotta be careful about trying to find reasons to break no contact, right? Remember, no contact is not a weapon. Say it with me. I'm serious. If you're at home, in front of a phone, whatever, no contact is not a weapon. It's never a weapon. It's not why we have it. Okay, Taylor, my ex and I were doing better out of nowhere. We're doing better, but he broke up with me out of nowhere, sorry. He said that he didn't want the responsibility of a relationship anymore. What do you do? The situation, I understand, is painful, but you don't really do anything different, right? You take care of yourself, you love yourself, and you, keep focusing on yourself. What's the other option? What's the other option? Reach out? Beg? You know what I mean? Ever any tips in fighting the extreme fear of seeing your ex with someone else? Yeah, that's something that is a very common fear, right? And I'm sure that's something everybody in chat can really, kind of understand. What if I see my ex with somebody else? And the real answer is that you're finding extra ways. And I'm going to try and phrase this gracefully, which I don't always do. You're looking for more ways to be upset, more ways to be afraid of something. Consider this. Why are you worried about the people that your ex is going to be with after the relationship? I'm sure your ex was with people before you. So why does it matter anymore other than you're finding extra reasons to be afraid? For me, I am somebody who's very analytical. I'm extremely logical, almost to a fault. And I always look at things from a logical and analytical standpoint. So when I had that same fear, I thought to myself, why the hell am I worried? What does it mean? My ex, personally, was with somebody else after we broke up. And she still came back. Now, I didn't want her back when she came back, but the point is, I thought to myself, what does it really mean? It doesn't really mean anything. It's just an extra thing that we're giving ourselves to worry about. So sometimes the best way to get over some of this is just, and I really want you to think about it, just get over it, Get over that part. Because its only purpose, here's why I'm saying this before anybody freaks out. Because its only purpose of some of these negative thoughts is because of fear. Its only use for you right now is fear. Consider that. Nathan, thank you for the 10 euros. Let me get to this question real quick. Joshua asks, is there a dramatic increase in chances of reconciliation if you have children? Yes, there is. There is a better chance of getting back together if you have children. Yes. All right, Nathan says, hey, Rory, hey, chat. Ex reached out after 4 months. X reached out after 4 months. I'm going to read that one more time. X reached out after 4 months. What a concept. X's reach out? What do you mean, Nathan? Get out of here. She said her monkey branch was not as she imagined. So Nathan says that his ex reached out and that the expectations she set up with a monkey branch didn't work out. Wow. This sounds familiar. She kept apologizing and basically saying the grass is not greener. Now she asks me to meet. Do I go? I'm going to read this one more bloody time. Because what the hell, right? It's fun. It's exciting. Nathan says, hey, Rory, hey, chat. X reached out after 4 months. She said her monkey branch was not as she imagined. She kept apologizing and basically saying the grass is not greener. Now asks me to meet. Do I go? Yes. If you want your ex back, you go meet up. You have fun. You smile. You laugh. Have a good time. Right? That's all you gotta do. Good for you. Nathan effectively got his ex back. So, there you go. There you go. All right, next up we have... Let's see, who have I not got to? Rosanna. Good to have you here. Your name doesn't seem familiar. So, my ex, who I thought never in a million years would contact me, did so just yesterday, after 5 months no contact. Look at that. Once again, an ex reaches out. He wanted to know how my cat is. He was ill. Dumb reason, but he contacted me. Don't give up. Look at that. I didn't even know that was... I didn't pre-read that comment. That could have said anything. Exes reach out. Also, Rosanna, that seems like your ex wanting, you know... It's about the cat, but it's not about the cat. That's what Craig Kenneth calls an indirect, direct approach. Jonathan says, does attachment theory really influence if an ex reaches out? Yeah, definitely 1000% yes. Yes. I'm going to be doing a video on attachment, I'm gonna say this week. It's almost done. Rory, I'm excited for our call on Friday. Hey! Me too. James. Oh, James again. James, did you write a comment? Let me look here. Okay, here it is. I usually stay at college for the summer, but I came home because of the breakup, which she wouldn't expect. Is me not setting a date and showing interest putting me in a worse spot? No, I wouldn't think so, because you want to remember, not every single time. Hold on, let me get to Shonda here. Is it okay to reach out if your ex if it's been over a month? No, it's not. Okay, back to James. Is me not setting a date showing interest? You want to remember, James, that yes, your ex has reached out. What reason could your ex have been reaching out? Because there are times, and I highlight this big point in the book, there are times when your ex reaches out and has nothing to do with getting back together. But since we know that we want only romantic reconciliation, we are aware that it doesn't matter what the hell they want. It matters what we want, because we're considering what we want right now. Well, I'm not worried about what they want. Right? I'm not worried about what they want. I'm worried about what I want. And what I want is a romantic reconciliation. So if she doesn't want that, hey, it is what it is. At the end of the day, James, you got to do what's right for you. Personally, I don't recommend reaching out because I think that you need to break the addiction to your ex so that you can be more attractive. And if your ex really wants you, your ex will reach out again. It's as simple as that. Let your ex prove that she wants you. Right? All right, Otonashi says, Rory, most coaches say that the dumper experiences relief at first, but for me, things are going backwards. She was sad at first, and now she's feeling relieved. She told me on the phone out of nowhere. Tywin Lannister says that any man who needs to say I am king is no true king. Does that make sense? I had to throw in some Game of Thrones. Any man who says I am king is no true king. In other words, oh no, I'm fine. I'm totally over it. No, I was sad at first, but I'm totally fine now. I'm totally fine. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm fine. How fine do you really think I am? Do you know what I mean? So, I hear what you're saying. I understand the fear. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. But that may come from a realization that you two weren't good for each other, right? Sometimes getting away from toxicity. I'm not saying that your relationship was toxic, but this is more an example to be used as a blanket reference. You want to consider if the relationship was good for you, and if space outside of that environment is helping you heal, right? What if a man says he is a good lover? That means he is not? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. It's not too related to breakups, but okay. Alright, let's see. Justin says, hi, Rory. My ex says she does not have cooties at all. Okay. Alright, cool, Justin. I'm gonna go ahead and not ban you because you've been here before, but cool it, my friend. Alright, Gwen says, hi, Rory. What's your advice on dating or being with a narcissist? I'm not going to answer that question here because that's going to be like a 20-minute video on narcissism. I want to do that answer justice, and I'm not going to do it off the cuff. So, what I will say is keep a lookout for the video. And, yeah, that's what I would do. Keep a lookout for that video. It's going to be coming up not this week, but next week. Yeah, I can't even promise next week. It's going to come out this month. That's what I'll say, because I'm throwing a lot of my extra time into the book right now. Make sure you guys have a good product. So you will be getting a video about narcissism at least by this week. Ethan, thank you. Just curious, is there a reason why you number all your videos? So I can say, after this, everybody go watch video number 136 and watch it over and over and over again. It's purely just, it's for organization purposes. That's all it is. Have I seen Spider-Man yet? Yes, I loved it. Oh my god. Go see Spider-Man if you're a Marvel fan. Go see it. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Oh god, I keep saying that I'm gonna do it, but I know that if I ever go live and talk about something other than breakups, people are gonna, burn me to the ground. But there was I want to do a nerdy stream on the love chat and just have all the nerds show up and talk about just Star Wars and Marvel and all that, just so I can geek out. But that's what we're doing Twitch. I'm doing Twitch as soon as the stream is over. Twitch.tv/HiRory. Okay, back to breakup questions. There was one I wanted to answer. One second, guys. Let me see here. How did I become a behavior analyst? I just fell into it, honestly. I mean, I worked with kids. Before I did anything regarding any sort of behavior, I was a music teacher for a while. And then I was like, this is fun, but, I want to continue education and continue learning, and so I sort of just thought about what I'd want to do, thought about what sounded cool, went back to school, and started working with children with autism, started working with criminology, started working with relationships, and it just kind of happened. I don't know. I don't have a cool story. It just happened. Just curious, what did you come up with for the title of your book? I'm juggling between 4 or 5 titles. I'm going to keep them secret now, but I'll maybe drop a hint at the end of the video, at the end of the live stream. Okay, back to it. Let's see. The Rusher says, how do you respond to an direct message and ask for a date while not coming out too strong? It doesn't necessarily. You were a music teacher? Yeah. No, I know. I know, Ina. I saw your message. That's why I said Blacanto. So the question was, how do you respond to an direct approach without, coming off too strong, right? And the answer, the easy answer, is that it doesn't matter if you come off too strong. You know what you want, and you don't care what the other person wants in terms of friendship. If they want friendship, you don't want it. You're like the third person to quote Abso-Bloody-Lutely. I don't remember saying that. I'm sure I've said it, but I don't remember saying it. Wait 1 second here, guys. Okay, Data came to pay us a visit. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Gina says, hi, Rory. My ex and I were together for 6 years. We are both 22. How long would you expect the emotional regression phase to last? He seems to be going out a lot more. We've separated for 3 months. So I talk about this a lot in my videos. Do I say that a lot? Wow. Okay, you guys are making me aware of so many habits I have. The question was basically along the lines of, how long does emotional regression last? How long are they going to act like a kid? And the answer is basically what I've observed, right? I'm going to be a little scientific here and say what I have observed is that emotional regression usually lasts from 1 to 4 months, sometimes 5 months. Typically no longer than that. And I have a big chapter on what the dumper goes through on the book. So it's going to be, you want to think about it. There's relief, then there's regression, right? Then there's reminiscence, then there's regret. The 4 R's, the 4 horsemen. Got that last spot for the tier. Emotional regression is basically when you emotionally, I mean, it's the best way to explain it. When you emotionally regress, when you begin acting younger than your age. You know, it's like, I'll just use a very blanket example. If a 35-year-old woman, professional, begins to like dye her hair and go to bars, and or if a guy who's a professional gets a couple of piercings and tattoos, and basically acts younger than they are. So that's kind of a good way of explaining it. It's been 2 months. Do you think it's too late, even if she has another person in their life? No, 2 months is not too late. I've heard of situations where people, and I don't want you guys to use this to give yourselves false hope. I've heard of situations where people after like 5 years have got back together. Obviously, hopefully by 1 year, you're completely moved on, but what can you do? Olga says, if you met someone who was married or in a long-term relationship for a long time, how do you know you aren't the rebound? What are the signs? I think I did a video about this. I did a Patreon video about what if you're the rebound, I think. Yeah, there's so many videos, But basically, what are the signs? If they constantly talk about their ex, right? If they are clearly not over their ex, if they are constantly insulting their ex, being very secretive with their phone, trying to rush the relationship up, to the point where it was before. Meaning only a couple of weeks of dating, and maybe they're already saying I love you, only a couple of months of dating, and they want to move in. Those are some of the more typical signs that you're in a rebound relationship. It's so hard to say, because a rebound is a human invention. It's a term that we created, so it's not necessarily a scientific term that has well-defined roots. All a rebound relationship really means is that they're not over the person that was before. Right? They're not emotionally ready to give themselves to someone else because they're not done with the other person. Hi, Rory. Sorry I'm late. Hope you're doing well. Ex didn't say she wanted to get back, but said I love you before she flew out. Cool. Don't worry about if she wants to get back. Right? Your only job is to have fun, show her a good time. That's it. That's it right now. And be less interested in a relationship than she is. That's the secret to having relationships, is when you want them less than the other person. Jonathan, thank you for the donation, man. Robert says, Rory, people from her family are telling me my ex never, where'd your comment go? Never talks about me, and when she does, it's only to say that she's moved on and she isn't with anyone. Been 2 years, 1 month, no contact, but she still visits. It's been 2 years and 1 month since you guys broke up. And what are you doing on my channel? Get out of here. Go heal, damn it. I'm just kidding. We're glad to have you here, but you know that you should be moved on much farther. I feel like I'm forgetting something about your situation. I feel like I know your situation better than I am letting on. Cobb, thank you for the $10 donation. My ex is always looking at my Facebook stories and texts me for things that she doesn't need me for. I usually keep it short. What does it mean when they do this? I'm always positive on Facebook. It means your ex misses you. It means your ex misses you. And cares about you. And isn't completely 100% good with the breakup. Right? When she reaches out, use that opportunity to set a date. If she wants to set a date, say, hey, I don't really want to be interacting with you as friends, so thanks but no thanks. I can't stop stalking. What do I do? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I mean, there it is. This is the part where I'm tough love. Yes, the hell you can. You absolutely can. If you tell yourself you can't stop, then you're right. If you tell yourself you can, then you're right. You know? There are tips and tricks to help you stop, right? Like weaning off. If you check your ex's, Facebook page 10 times a day, my suggestion that I've used before is fine. For the next 7 days, check 10 times a day. 7 days after that, 9 times a day. 7 days after that, 8 times a day. And that's, you just wean yourself off. But to say that you can't, my answer is yes, you can. You absolutely can stop. You choose not to stop. There's a complete difference. Let's see here. Guys, do me a favor. When you use Super Chat, if you're nice enough to donate and you want your question answered, do me a favor, type your question in. That way it pops up on the screen and I don't have to go looking for it in chat. Okay. Hi, Francis. Hey, Rory. What's your take on Coach Lee's dumpy reaching out after a long time of no contact and dumpers being scared of rejection to initiate the contact? Coach Lee is completely incorrect when he says that the dumpy should reach out to the dumper. It's just 1000% incorrect. He is correct when he says, I mean, every coach says this. The dumper may be scared of reaching out. Yeah, that can be the case sometimes. But should you, the person that was dumped, reach out and try and reestablish connection with the person that dumped you? No. No friggin' way. I mean, have we learned nothing? Have we learned absolutely nothing from the 167 videos I have? Do we still give ourselves over to the person who didn't want us? Do you give a dog a cookie for biting you? You know what I mean? It's just a bad idea. And what do you have to lose, right? Because that's sort of the unknown. Thank you for the 79 cent euros or 79 euro cents. I don't even know what they call cents. What I'm trying to get at here, guys, is the whole idea that you have nothing to lose when you reach out. Yes, you do. You have to lose your self-dignity. You have to lose the healing. You have to lose the whole idea. Remember that we set up all of these expectations, and expectations one by one are just shot down. Right? Oh, you guys call them cents? Okay, 79 cents. Thanks, Andy. I didn't know that. Depends on the reason? I mean, yeah, but for the vast majority, I mean, like, the vast majority, it is the same reason, right? I wanted them more than they wanted me. I smothered them. They were showing signs, clear signs that I needed to back away, and I didn't, right? So reaching out after months, just it means you've had this idea that, oh, Coach Lee said it's okay. In a couple of months, I can reach out. You have to understand that when people are emotional, they hold on to that shit. They really hold on to that, and they say, it's okay, I can endure it now, because guess what? Coach Lee said I can reach out later. And then they reach out, and then the ex is like, what? It's been like 5 months. I'm over you, man. Not every time, but a lot of the times. And then, guess what? Healing starts right back at day one. That's just, I mean, crazy. It's crazy. And it says, I don't value myself, and I don't love myself. He mailed me direct, and I don't know how to respond. Respond by setting a date. Oh, God. Okay, well, unknown, let me give unknown. It hasn't popped up on the screen yet, but you guys will see it in a second here. You got an indirect direct mail. I'm assuming you mean text message and not snail mail, but anyway. If your ex reached out and it's about something that's completely weird and indirect, set a date. Say, hey, it would be great to see you. I hope you're doing well. Why don't we catch a coffee sometime? Or grab a coffee sometime, whatever. And if your ex says no, it's okay. Give me a call if you change your mind. If your ex says yes, go have a fun time. Okay. Waze says... So you meant, yeah, a post office, like snail mail. So, in that case, you can reach out, right? Your ex reached out to you. This is different. This is not no contact. Your ex reached out to you, and you are responding, right? So this is not breaking no contact. You are responding. Breaking no contact is when there was zero contact from anybody, and you went out of your way to break the silence. That's breaking no contact, right? A like on Facebook is breaking no contact. Anything like that. This is your ex messaged you. You are responding. So don't worry about that. Okay. Where are we? What did I just miss? He to me, thank you for the $1. Appreciate it. For some reason, my text did not go through with the money. Oh, so maybe it's YouTube that's having trouble, guys. Okay, he to me, why don't you post your question, and then I'm going to get to Waze, who asked me to go ham on Dan Bacon. I'm a mess. Let's see. Oh. Okay, here's he to me. Can you explain I love you, but I'm not in love with you? I actually did a whole video about this. A lot of good questions today, guys. So, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. It basically is a direct translation of, I love you, I care about you, but I am not emotionally attracted to you right now, or perhaps physically attracted to you. So that's what that means. I love you, but I'm not in love with you basically equals, I love you, I care about you, but I don't want to be with you. I do not believe that you will bring me long-term happiness. Okay. Full thoughts on Dan Butthole Bacon. And then I'll get to Sebastian. Dan Bacon is a piece of shit. He's an absolute piece of shit. He treats women shitty. He talks about women as if women are just idiots. They're not, right? Men and women, different but equal. Dan Bacon is a complete manipulator. He is targeting a very specific audience, which is men, typically young, impressionable men between 18 to like 40. And he says, treat women like shit, right? Trick them. If you don't act now, you're not going to get your ex back. That's Dan Bacon. That's his style of coaching. He's an idiot. And anybody who knows anything about relationships, about behavior, about attachment theory, will look at his videos and, like, vomit after 30 seconds of listening to it. Dan Bacon's an idiot. Don't listen to his advice. And, I mean, God, just, like, go on his YouTube channel. I mean, don't, but if you must, go on his YouTube channel. There's like, a banner of him, like groping other women. It's just not, it's not classy. It's not a good way to go. We want long-term, healthy relationships. Guess how the hell you don't do that? You don't have long-term, healthy relationships by following Dan Bacon's advice. You don't. It's manipulation. It's absolute manipulation. Okay, let's get to some of these questions, because these are going to run me over. Sebastian says, I gained like 60 pounds and was only staying inside. She stayed with me for a long time until she didn't. I've lost all 60 pounds after the breakup. She hasn't seen me yet. What should I do? Continue losing that weight? First off, amazing job losing 60 pounds. Amazing job. Good for you. Just continue to focus on yourself, right? Your ex needs to wonder about you. Your ex needs to want to see you. Reaching out to your ex when it's not their idea means that you are effectively not listening to what they wanted. Why would they be receptive if you're trying to change their mind when they told you, I don't want to do this anymore? It took a lot for them to break up with you, right? So, oh, hey, but I changed these things. Hey, I don't weigh 60 extra pounds anymore. I'm not staying inside anymore, right? Fine, but for a period of months, possibly years, you were. That stuff happened. Just because you undid it doesn't suddenly take back what your ex experienced. So think about that. Okay. So Sako says, my long-distance relationship ex saw on social media I was in New York for the 4th of July weekend. She's in Europe. She started posting selfies with her New York hat on all of a sudden. She's looking for my attention in some way? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's total, yeah. James, all you have to do is just send me a message. Send me a message, and I'll do it for you. Desi says, thank you. You're welcome, Desi. Olga says, you, Susan Winter, dating guy, and sometimes Craig Kenneth. He has a very annoying voice. He does. I like Craig, but his voice is fucking nails on a chalkboard. Are the people who are interested in actual well-being of your listeners? Yes. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you saying that. Rory, how about Mac? Mac McCarthy. Yes, you can, James. Okay, I'm going to say this about Mac McCarthy. I've watched a couple of his videos, and what he says makes sense. I haven't watched all of them, so I haven't seen, and then I'll get to Ace and Pomper. I haven't seen all of his videos. I mean, I've seen maybe like 3 or 4, and I was watching him talk on one of his live streams. What he says makes sense. My only problem with what... I mean, basically, it appears as if he just, like, stole Corey Wayne's format and just repackaged it as his own. And, yeah. But the point is, like, I don't care if you guys are repackaging my information. I don't care. I want people to heal and to feel better. That's why I'm here. That's why I charge what I charge. Right? That's why I do live streams for free. It's because I care about how you guys feel. So, in terms of listening, for healing, from what I've seen of Mac McCarthy, he seems to be good. So yeah, go for it. Alright, so let's see here. Ace says, hi, my ex broke up with me last week and said let's take our time. Her bio said, if it's meant to be, it'll be. What do you think of this? No contact is inaction. Okay, well, good for you. She broke up with you and said, let's take our time. Okay. How long have you guys been dating for? I mean, I would assume that this means that your ex and you were officially dating and now you are no longer officially dating, meaning your ex didn't want to really be with you. If it's meant to be, it'll be. I mean, this sounds like you guys are in your young 20s and she's full of uncertainty. 4 years. Okay. You guys were together for 4 years. It sounds as if she was not... Yeah, I mean, it sounds as if she's not really sure what she's going through. And give her some time, right? If she needs time, back away. Let her... She wants space, give her a universe. Okay, Pomper says, my ex-girlfriend has depression. Depression's rough. After 3 days of no contact, she came to my house crying. We planned a date for next Saturday, then she canceled. We went 12 days of no contact, and I contacted, and she said she's in a good, happy state. She's sad but happy at the same time. What can I do? Let her miss you. Back away. Let her miss you. You're telling me you went into no contact and she came to your house crying, remember? You used no contact and you got a result from it. Then you break no contact and you got a result that did not work for you. So what does that tell you? Breaking no contact didn't work for you. She needs to miss you. It needs to be her idea. Let it be her idea. Alrighty. Let's see. Ian says, how big of a factor can external circumstances play in the breakup? Death in the family. Huge. They can be huge. Breakups, stuff like that can be the difference between a happy relationship and a doomed relationship, is when life gets in the way. I talked about that actually earlier in the video. In the live stream, whatever. Does being in your 20s affect the dumpers differently? Yeah, because in your 20s, you have no idea what the hell you're doing. You know? I think it's important to realize that being younger, you have less experience. You've tried less of the flavors. You're not sure what you need as much. You're still figuring out who you are and asking yourselves all those questions of, am I happy? You know, am I happy with what I'm doing? Am I happy with who I'm with? Am I happy with the school I went to? Am I happy with my family? Am I happy living with my blah, 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 blah. It's all that uncertainty. So yeah, the 20s are rough. That's when you see the grass is greener the most, is because people really aren't sure if the grass is greener because they haven't seen it. So it makes sense. The two major times you see something like the grass is greener syndrome are in your mid-20s, or early to mid-20s, and you're usually 45 to 50. That's the most cases you see the grass is greener. Why? Because you have a quarter-life crisis, and you have a midlife crisis. That's the difference. Sebastian says, what to do when you feel lonely after the breakup, even though you're with friends and family. I did a whole video on loneliness. The best thing you can do for loneliness is love yourself, take care of yourself, go out, do new things that you've never done before, take new classes, go out on meetups. That's what you can do, right? Change it up. What you're doing is working. It's also going to take time, but try something new. Try something new. So let's see. Let's get to another one here. Sarah says, hey, Rory, after my ex and I met a few times, I reached out. We hooked up, but then he only wants to be friends. You reached out. I told him I want no contact anymore. He accepts, and now's a typical no. I mean, no. I mean, honestly, you kind of played that one wrong. You reached out. You gave your ex sex for breaking up with you. He only wants to be friends, and now you told him you're going to not contact him. I mean, no, that's not how you should have done it. Still, no contact will be effective. He will still miss you. He'll just know why you're not contacting him now. Telling somebody that you're doing no contact comes off as manipulative. So I would avoid doing that. Antoinette says, hi, how is Data? Data's good. He's doing good. Rory, who would dislike this? Who would dislike my content? I mean, other coaches. Look, you can't please everybody, guys. I've stopped trying to please everybody. I've stopped trying to create content that every single person will like. Some people disagree with me. Some people get angry when I post a video about dating and not about breakups. It's just, it is what it is. The key to unhappiness is trying to please everybody. Who's disliking my videos? Either people who I've coached and they didn't like the advice I gave them. It could be other coaches that I've talked shit about, like Dan Bacon, or Lucia, or Coach Lee. It could be 100 other things. Oh yeah, I missed you, Brian. Yeah, thank you. Besides time, how to move on from a 5+ year relationship? I mean, time's a big one. The next big one is exercise. Exercising and eating healthy. You would be shocked. You would be shocked if you did everything that I outlined consistently for 30 days, how much better you'd feel in 30 days. You'd be shocked. Why? Because you have time, because it's 30 days. You have 30 days of exercise, even just nice long walks. 30 days of journaling. That's 4 counseling sessions, right? Once a week. Healthy eating for 30 days straight. You would be completely shocked how much better you'd feel. If we do email coaching, how quick is the turnaround? 1 to 4 days. Right now, I have a couple, but realistically, probably about 2 or 3 days tops. Alfie says, if your ex breaks up due to the feeling of suffocation and being needy, too much pressure, is there a chance of them coming back if you give them space? Yes. Even after begging and pleading during a breakup. It doesn't help, but yes. Yes, you can. Hey, Rory, your Discord is freaking awesome. Awesome. I'm glad it's helping you. Yeah, guys, if you want to join the Discord, I talk about it every live stream now. The Discord is free. It's a free community. You can come, hang out with us. You get to talk to me sometimes for free, $0. And we all party and we all boogie. And lots of people are being friends there. Lots of people are commiserating, helping each other through the breakup. So, okay, Hidemi says, I'm moving away to a new city. Am I making the right choice by not telling my ex or his family or friends? I think you're making the right choice because if you go out of your way to tell his family or his friends, it appears that you're doing it because you want him to know, right? It appears manipulative. I want this information to get back to him. So, yeah, I think you're doing the right thing, Hidemi. Let's see here. Chu says, hi, Rory. I still dream of my ex even after breaking up for 6 months. Does that mean I have yet to let her go? Sometimes I'm fine. Sometimes I feel super low. By the way, loving your videos. No, 6 months seems normal. 6 months seems normal. Dreaming is rough. I actually did a video on Patreon about dreaming about your ex. It was something a little different I haven't really covered before on YouTube itself. Remember, it's a roller coaster. It's an absolute roller coaster. It's supposed to feel weird. You're not always supposed to know what you're doing. But yeah, that seems normal to me. Start a dream journal, right? Positive affirmations when you're going to sleep. Tell yourself, I will dream about, I will have a good dream. Don't talk about negatives. Negatives don't work with your brain, right? So that's like me saying, I want everybody to just participate real quick here. And this is something I talked about on Patreon in this video. Your brain does a poor job of working with negatives. And basically, I'm going to throw out a word, okay? And I want everyone to close your eyes, starting right now. Close your eyes. And I'm going to say a word. And your job is, no matter what I do, no matter what I say, do not think of this word. I repeat, to be clear, close your eyes and do not think of, in your mind, this word. The word is elephant. Now, type honestly, how many of you just thought of an elephant? If you did, type yes. If you did not, type no. Yep. There you go. So, look at what your brain just did. To answer the 2 questions quick while you guys are filing that in. So we have overwhelmingly yes. So, the question was, how many videos do I have on Patreon? I think I have like 60 now. About 60 extra videos on Patreon. I will give you guys the Discord link before I log off. So look at that. The majority of you said yes. I mean, the vast majority of you said yes. So what does that mean? That means that your brain does not do well with the concept of negatives. If I tell you not to do something, you do it. Right? Your brain works like that with dreams too. Right? How could I have known that you guys were gonna think of elephant? I couldn't have. But we know enough about the brain to say it does not work well with negatives. So do not tell yourself, I am not going to think of my ex, because it won't work. I am not going to dream of my ex. It won't work. Tell yourself, I will have a good dream. I will dream about whatever topic you want to dream about. I will. Counter with positives, not negatives. Okay. So we just hit the hour here. So I'm going to be dropping the stream in just a second. But before I go, I'm going to make a link. Here we go. And if you guys use this link, you get invited to the Love Chat Discord. It's free. You can log on there. It's an instant messaging service and a voice service for completely 100% free that you can use and talk to other people who are going through breakups, other people who are going through what you're going through, other people to help you feel less lonely. Can you make a separate channel on dating and have healthy relationships? No, I'm actually just covering more videos on the Love Chat about dating. Okay, and this will be the last one I answer before we leave for today. Last week, X said hello after 1 month of no contact, chatted for 3 hours, fun, exhausted conversation. She's in a new relationship. She tried making me jealous. Long distance relationship, 7 years, no contact again. What next? To answer Jess's question, I'll be getting on Twitch in the next 30 minutes. And to answer your question, Moonwalker, if your ex is in a relationship and trying to make you jealous, you stay the hell away from that ex. You stay way the hell away from that ex. You don't want it. You don't want it. Look at that. Veggie said, I got back with my ex even after she said that we wouldn't. All right. I'm going to go on Twitch in about 20 to 30 minutes tops. Twitch.tv/HiRory. And we'll be hanging out over there. So I'll see everybody in a little while.